So in this video, I want to talk about few things I most often getting from followers, thinking that I am concerned about people's opinion. First of all, many followers are sending me messages, most often the messages including if I want to have recognition or in order to have respect from other people that will start looking up to me, I have to act as less faggot and follow most often whatever they want me to do. First of all, I want to clarify something. I am into Bitcoin for a special reason, because we don't give a fuck of what you are thinking. That is the reason. We don't have clients and we don't please anyone. We don't need your like. We don't need anything of you. We do what we want. That is the first aspect we want to clarify. We are not here in the game to please you. Understand, there is a huge difference between us not needing to ask money from every individual, where you, on the other hand, need money from your job, need money from clients, always with your hands open, in hopes that people like us give you some extra tips for giving us a service. That we call you are a servant. And as being a servant, you do not have the right to talk to me how I should behave. In order to be a leader, you need to be fearless. What does it mean? We do not care about people's opinion unless there is truth coming from their logical reasoning. If you are telling me something and it makes sense, I will accept it. If it's about more following people, if it's about more how I could please others, then keep that information to yourself. This channel is not to become someone else. It's a follower. It is in order to wake yourself up. First of all, I don't care if you are calling me a faggot. If I like tomorrow to go and suck another man, his cock, I will do that. And I don't care what your opinion is. Keep it to yourself. If I want to marry tomorrow a woman, I will not come and ask your opinion. Is she a great catch? Are you okay for me to date her? Or are you okay for me to date him if it's a man? I don't care. But unfortunately, I also have to talk about these gay community members, because I am not supporting the gay community members right now for one specific reason. They are very ignorant and they are all about ego. It's even called the Pride Yearly Festival. Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins that creates ego. Humility, humility, humility. That's what we are looking up to. Be humility. Don't think you're beautiful, because beauty will go away. Today, the transgender community, why I do not like their mentality, because they are not genuine. The transgender community will demand respect. Only ego-driven entities demanding respect. Only ego-driven entities cares about other people's opinion. Let them call you whoever they want. Don't be concerned about people's opinion, and don't demand respect. Do not demand respect. Do not make from yourself a lust object. Very importantly, every religion has told us to not make from ourselves a lust object. Today, the pride community is all about lust. Look how beautiful I am. We only will say words like that once we are not feeling ourselves confident enough and are afraid or are concerned about people's judgmental opinion. But that is wrong. You do not need to think about their opinion. Be who you want to be. Be the soft person you are, because inside of us, no one is strong. We are all weak. We are all have uncertainties. We all have doubts. It's just the reality of life. And it's a beautiful way to show that to people. Today, yes, I am not a millionaire, but I have more money than the average person. Even indeed, if you look to me right now, look, my clothes aren't special. They are bought in Zara. But if you are looking here behind me, how many of you is taking care of these birds? Do you know how much that cost me? Do you know how much it cost me to feed the cats daily? Do you know how much it cost me to feed about 48 people around here in the streets almost daily? Do you have any idea how much that costs? I will show you so directly my bank account. And I don't ask you money. No, I create ways how we can earn money by investing where we do not need to think about other people's opinion. We can create business models, and from that business model, we can start giving a part of that funds to the people in need without asking from you assistant. That's how we operate. I'm not telling them my name. They do not know who I am. When people ask me from what country I am, it's a question that really hurts me to hear, because at that moment they value countries. And the most funny part is, it's even people are here on the street. Yesterday there was a woman needed at the last moment, it was 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the night. She needed just for her shop, it costed 1,000 lira, 30 euros almost, but she wasn't asking it with humility. She was asking it like with a demand, expecting, because I am feeding them every single day. Now it's an obligation for me also to buy their groceries for their families. It's an obligation. They have 5 kids. It's not on me to take care of your kids. Before you start on having kids, make sure you're able to afford paying for these kids. Getting kids is easy. All what you have to do is to follow your human instinct and not think too much about it. But do you care about these kids? If you care, you start before you start with kids. You create a business plan. You think about the costs. You expect that money will be important. You do not neglect it and expect that other people will have to take care about that aspect. It's wrong, and it means you didn't take accountability about your actions, and that stems from ego. As you know, ego consists over 7 deadly sins. The most known is pride. Pride is where you feel you're more important than others, where you expect that you have to pay it for me. Yes, because you have money. You have obvious more money than me, so it's your obligation to take care of me. No, it doesn't work that way. It's each of us our obligation to take care of our own actions. It's our responsibility. So before you start having extra kids, do not start with kids if your finance isn't ready yet for it. Prepare yourself for the ones you try to invite to this world. If I invite visitors to my house, it's not their obligation to think about the food and the drinks that I will have to bring to them, or about the seat to be able to sit. It is my obligation before I invite anyone to my house to make sure that everything is in place. And if I didn't do that, I lacked a problem. That is only pride, but there are 7 deadly sins. We have gluttony, we have greed, we have wrath, we have so many in one. And all these deadly sins together is being mentioned in every single religion. Whenever you follow that, you will not follow God, his lead, but the devil. Love comes with 2 ways, and that's where we come back to the gay community and transgender community. Love is not lust. And the hetero community, you do not have to speak, or the bisexual community, you neither. Because all of you are looking to love at first sight. She or he looks beautiful, that is lust. It's about mental alignment. Are you having the same vision as me? Are you looking with me as we both are being only one? Or are we always looking to each other as a concurrent and one has to be right while the other has to be wrong? Because if we live in that way, we will never be able to have an alliance based on communal agreement. And logic is the way we talk and communicate. Truth is not truth from guidelines. It's not truth from what somebody else told to us. But truth has to be taken from communal logic. Means whatever makes more sense will be our new truth. And we have to be able to pronounce that truth with our tongue and to not evade the conversation or go around in circles. If I asked you a question, you just answer on the question and not try to defend it by going around in circles, because then it will change. And instead of we growing together, we will start fighting because someone in this conversation isn't able to accept truth stems from mind. And by that, we will never have an alliance. We will never be able to build together a company because it will break at one point later on once more money is involved. Because we cannot make agreements unless there is a third party has to confirm that it's okay to think for ourselves. And if they doesn't want to think for themselves and tell something illogical, we will have an issue because one, the person that thinks logically will not agree on that illogical reasoning, but the one that doesn't care, just wants to win the conversation no matter what, will break what we could build together. Remember that very well. Lust, the gay community, is the most known community to not be able to hold a relationship for long. They are known for the highest depression out there. And that comes why? Because of lust. You have multiple partners. It's lust has multiple partners. You have to be able to love each other, not because of physics. Don't call it pride and going outside or pride parties, dressing almost naked, going on the street, showing your bodies. That's lust. And lust is never going to last forever. Personality is what lasts forever. Humility is what makes you beautiful. To see your weakness, to see that you are able to show your weakness, to be okay that people will judge you. It is okay that they will judge you because that's what they always will do regardless. Don't think about that aspect and don't try to defend yourself every step away. Do not do that. Don't do that. Ego is a defensive mechanism. The moment you feel yourself uncomfortable in a situation, what are the logical assumptions someone will do? He will defend himself, will lie, deceive, to not admit, will be angry on a way of look how beautiful I am. I don't need you. Look, I am so beautiful. Don't do that. Real beauty is not how you look. That we call lust. An escort is the max what we want to willing to give her some money, for that beauty. There is many we can take. We don't need more than that. What we want is that interconnectedness of all beings, is to be able to communicate with you, is to be able that you tell your truth, even if it means you will hurt us. But you will help us to grow. You will tell your truth. If you see something, I do not do what you like, but it stems from logic. There is a logical reason behind it, not just because of so, not because look what other people may think. We do not care about people's opinion. I will repeat it again. We don't care about people's opinion if it's not justified with logic. If you can call it out with logic, I am happy to take it. Even if maybe in the start it will be difficult for me to take it, but you will realize tomorrow I took your advice. Because you was right. And I let my emotions make the worst of me. I am also a human. And of course, ego catches everyone. But once we start to think about it, we realize our mistakes. And we realize that by giving great advice, you didn't do it because you hated upon us, but because of a genuine willingness to help us. Otherwise, you just had said something in the near of it just to please other people. It just to respect other people because we don't care. But that is wrong. Each of us cares. Each of you cares. We are all one. And it's okay. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be bisexual. Every human being is by nature bisexual. Everyone. But did you know that no one is gay by nature? We are all bisexual. Ego, it's the only reason that will trick you and label you to become something different than anyone else, where you say, no, I am different than you. We do not have the same aligness, but our mind is built on logic-based reasoning, the same program. And emotions can make changes. How more ego-driven you are, how harder you will see yourself as being the more better version, better than anyone else. And if you had issues with other things in your life, if you have issues with your parents, with people around you, you will out that in a disgusting way. You will show it with where you feel yourself better. You will not be able to share. In order to share my information to people that only and alone are watching my content, to only do one certain aspect, to speak bad against me, even my family, even my own family, are an example of that behavior. But even that never avoided me from whenever I got an opportunity that could benefit me to make sure you all will know about it, because I wish what can help me also for you, even if you are a person that only wishes to see me fail, even if you're a person that only wishes the worst for me. I do not wish that for you. I wish the best for you, but I want you to become behind these emotional barriers, to understand that we are all one, like in your dreams. Why do you try to prove yourself to all these different people in your dreams? Why not trying to bring them all together with love? And okay, let them say what they want, but make sure that you have explained yourself, because this is very important. You have to explain yourself, and in order to explain yourself, you have to go back from that ego away and adore humility, because ego doesn't see the point. Why should I explain myself to them? Why? Because it's important. You never know. You never know. And while you are explaining yourself, maybe the person understands you differently, and understand that maybe all what you was saying aren't meant hurt, but is there because of love. True love means you will even need to go against the crowd. It's easy to please people. That's the easiest thing. If I want, I can just please you. But people that please each other, they do it because they expecting something in return. They are afraid of being honest to the other person. And by that, we call them an hypocrite. And these people, you don't want them around you, because you will never grow as being a person. You will never learn yourself better as being a person. You will never reach success. And once you reach success, these people will not wish you the success. If you will post your favorite car that you just bought, trust me, they will not look to you with that success. They will pathetic you, put you down. But if people see that you're just showing, just to show, and you're over extra doing, and they tell you, look, there is no need in keep showing your wealth. We know you are rich. We know. Don't force it, but try to spread positivity, not division. Because now what happens? People become wealthy and now they are angry on the rest. They feel themselves being better and they want to show them how better they are. And they keep showing how much they are spending on themselves. They're showing every time their richdom, and their richdom without giving any value, without giving tips how you could reach that same success. If you want to show your richdom, make sure to have explained exactly your business model and how you made money so that the other person that watching your content can completely duplicate your success. And by that, I'm not showing Bybit links. No, no. Because that's not how they made their money. They make their money because of commissions when you lose or when you gain money. It doesn't care. How more you start trading, that's how they earn their money. And unfortunately, with leverage, the chance is very small that anyone ever could make sustainable profits. It's very, very tough. It's not easy. But if you want to show your wealth and you're not honest about the way that you're earning your money with them, you're not showing them the way to earn, please do not show your wealth because that is ego. If you show your wealth because of sometimes people may judge you, they see me wearing like that, but trust me, this month only, my monthly expenses exceeded 6,000 euros and we are not yet at the end of the month. And yes, I am here right now in Turkey. And yes, people will say, but Turkey is cheap. But it's not cheap to feed these birds. It's not cheap to feed cats. It's not cheap to feed the people on the street. It costs money. A lot of money. Remember, even when I go to a night shop, I make sure that even the night shop gets his commission, gets an extra tip. When I go to the bakery, I make sure that the bakery gets a tip. Why? Because who's giving them tips? Who's appreciating them lately? We all are looking down to them. But did you realize how hard it is to make a living? Especially when you have only people around you that keep the secrets for themselves and don't share anything. Do you realize how long it took me to just figure out how to buy Bitcoin? Did you even realize that my own family didn't even want to help me, didn't have time for it? What do you think about friends? What do you think about random people? I had to travel in 2017, and I'm not lying. I had to travel to Paris to buy my first ledger because I didn't have anyone else that was willing, even when I was willing to pay for them, to train me. No, because they was afraid, as they know I'm very consistent. And once I go behind something, I may become more successful than themselves. And they couldn't accept that. They couldn't accept that. Even regardless, I never mentioned that to them. I kept giving them all these 7 years that was past free advice. Like I didn't understood them. Like I am indeed a stupid individual. You're right. And whatever you think I am, I will admit to you, yes, you are 100% right. I'm a faggot. I'm gay. I'm bisexual. I'm a slut. What more? I'm a thief. I'm I'm anything you like to be. I'm a hypocrite. Yes, you are so right. So right. I'm a trans slave. You're so right. I'm everything you want to be. But no matter what, the advice I gave to you, it was valuable or not, once you look at after all these years. How many people do you know have on their shirts standing Bitcoin $100,000 levels by 2025. People asking me, when will it happen? Just open your eyes. I put it with complete clarity. There is no doubt possible. $100,000 by 2025. I didn't told you tomorrow, next week. No, I didn't lie. I didn't try to deceive you. I didn't try to confuse you. No, I talked with all clarity, and the video that I published to buy it is even on my TikTok page, the #1 video that is there pinned, when Bitcoin was $17,000 levels in 2022, end of December. And what do you think people will do? Talk me down, because it happened. And Bitcoin right now is trading almost at $70,000 levels. 70 instead of 17. It's a huge difference. But when I mentioned it years ago, when it was underneath $2,000 levels, who was listening? But back then I only discovered it. It was for me completely new. And the way that I discovered it, it's a painful way. I discovered it because my brother was talking about it. He was talking about it, how he regretted that he didn't bought it in 2013. He knew it in 2013 and kept it away for all these years from me. And when I asked him more questions when he was mentioning that, he refused to respond. And when I asked him later on, once I made my research, I understood that Bitcoin was the future. 8 days later, I asked him to help me to buy it. He did not have time for me. And that behavior is nothing special, because every single one of us, every single one I encountered, only the Jewish community are the only ones that honestly share their information. And I was surprised. It's the ones that share their information, the ones that treat us like we are all one, brothers. Jewish community aren't bad people. Once you start learning who they are and opening to their mindset, you understand they share with each other what no other community is doing. They only have one land because they don't close borders based on from where or what color your skin is. They don't care about that. You could be from anywhere. As long as you have the same vision, you're welcome to grow together. But we Muslims have 50 countries. Christians have 156 countries. Jewish have only one country. And look how we are the ones treating them. Asking them, free Palestine means no room for Israel. Means we want Israel to have 0 countries. And you know the funny part? Palestine and Jordan, I bet if I would show you both of the flags, you wouldn't see the difference. You wouldn't even recognize which is what. Unless you really have to look carefully good. But the funny part, Palestine has no room or heart for Jordan and will refuse Jordan to enter their land without special documents, because we don't care. You're a Muslim, you are different, we are better than you. That's the idea they have. The competition. That's why I do not support their vision. Make room for each other. Make room. The world is big enough to get everyone in. Or are not everyone already on this planet? We can make room for each other by sharing our lands, by sharing our breads. We can. I hope things will change, and I hope people will start learning from this example. And if anyone feels I'm offended, that just means I was talking the truth and your ego couldn't felt it has spoken directly to you. You can change that by adjusting self-reflection. I'm not taking anything back I said. I say that because I love you and not because I look down to you. Remember, I share not only my bread, not only my money, but I share everything with people, even my knowledge. The same I do for the birds. Thank you so much to watch my video, and hopefully one day this will wake you up.